afternoon and welcome to Tuesdays with Annette. Yes, this is our interactive cooking class and I'm excited to be making a recipe with you today. Now, this is a special Tuesday because each Tuesday in the month of April, I'll be coming to you and I want you to cook with me. That's right, it's home ec with Annette. And we're going to be making today the crunchy nut chicken. It's out of book 2. And there's the recipe there. And it's a fantastic but super easy recipe. And I think this is, you know, when you're trying to get things to keep the kids busy or the teenagers, get them here cooking with me now. You know, but you can cook it any time during the week. But it's the crunchy nut chicken. Now it's out of book 2. And if you're looking at this going, oh, that doesn't look like the book I've got. Well, maybe you've got the older version. Hello, this is a blast from the past and this is the old book 2. And you'll notice that on here is the chicken recipe and that's actually the crunchy nut chicken. And so, yeah, old, new. Now, before we start, I want to wash our hands, okay? So let's wash our hands and then we'll go through the procedure from there. So let's go over to your sink. I've got my doTERRA on guard and I'll be washing my hair 20 seconds, remember. I've really been very conscious of doing this a lot when I'm cooking or just in general, if you go out, make sure you do it when you come back. I think it's important. I think I've never washed my hands as much as I have in the last few weeks, but there we go. Perfect. Now let's talk about the equipment that you'll need to start with first because we need to have you organised. So you've either got book 2 looking at you right now or go to the website simplytoogood.com.au, go to the recipes and you'll see that I've already put the crunchy nut chicken up for you. Hello, you're welcome. So we will need some measure jugs. So I've got 2 1-cup ones because I'm going to use milk in one and macadamia nuts in the other. And I don't like mixing wet and dry together, so I'm going to use the 2. And I've got my bigger one for the cornflakes. So I've got my jugs ready. We need a mallet, boom, boom, or a rolling pin, which will work just as well, or improvise. Think of what you've got because you're going to be bashing or, you know, flattening out is a nicer word maybe, the chicken. You're also going to need a whisk. You'll need a teaspoon measure. And as well, you'll need some of these freezer bags, the large freezer bags. You need 3, alrighty? I'm also going to use gloves because you know me and crumbing things, don't like it under the nails. Actually, I might put them on now. So maybe you could, if you want to put your gloves on, get them on now. And let's talk about the ingredients. And then I'll share with you who actually won the scone challenge from last week's show. Oh my gosh, in a minute. All right, so we need an egg white. We need 1/3 cup of macadamia nuts, unsalted. You want 2 250-gram chicken breast skinless, cooking spray, cornflakes. Now, if you're gluten-free, hello, you know, gluten-free cornflakes, and you're good to go. I've got some Macel chicken stock powder that's gluten-free as well, and I've got some skim milk. All right, so we're making crunchy nut chicken out of book 2, and this is our interactive cooking class with you and me. So last week we did scones. I was so impressed with you all. There were some great photos because that's how you win. I'll talk about that later on. So the winners from the scone challenge was the fabulous Sharon Amos. Now, she said that the scones from the show when she made them were the best she'd ever done. So well done to you, Sharon. And the photo, they looked really good. Kath Callanan has also put a beautiful picture of scones up. I was impressed. And Wendy, hi Wendy Allen, you are another winner of a personally signed copy of book 4, and that was the scones. So if you've missed last week, go down, you'll find it under videos and you will want to make them. So, but it's all about chicken today, crunchy nut chicken, super easy. Can I also say you'll need a tray to cook your chicken in. I've preheated my oven to 180 degrees fan force. And it's always good to have that ready to go, and when that light's out, you can put your chicken in. Perfect. I've also got 2 plates here, and one's for the wash, the egg wash, and the other's for the crumbs. I've got a chopping board here just because I'm going to chop up the macadamia nuts, and I need a knife. All right, is that everything? Are we good to go? Have you got everything going? So let's do the macadamia nuts first. So we need 1/3 cup. Now, oh, get back here. So macadamia nuts, we need 1/3 cup. So are you measuring yours out? Perfect. Oh, now this is a great question. Thank you for asking. If you can't have macadamia nuts, what would be another good nut? Well, actually, Diane and I had this conversation a little while ago about what would be an alternate nut. Now, you could actually just miss out the nuts, but what we're going to do now while I'm chatting is we're going to chop up the macadamia nuts. So this is where you need a sharp knife. Get in there. I think it's easier to cut through a macadamia nut in half, and we're going to just chop them up so that we can use that in the crumbing. Now, okay, you can do it without the macadamia nuts for anyone that's allergic to them. The fat count with the macadamia nuts is 9.8 grams of fat, but if you do it just with the cornflake crumb, it drops down to 2.2 grams of fat. But otherwise, I'm not sure what would be a good nut. I mean, would walnuts maybe? Pecan? Think about what goes with chicken. I wouldn't do almonds. Cashews might work, but they're not a strong flavour nut, but definitely you could try cashews as well. Or worst scenario, just omit the nuts and go nut-free. So we're chopping them up. How are you going? You don't want like a really big piece of nut in the crumb, because we've got 4 chicken breasts or 4 chicken pieces. So we want to share the love with the nuts. Let me move this out of the way so you can see. Now, if you've got any questions while we're talking, you know, just get in and do it. What are you pointing to? What's the problem?
The nut that you're missing.
Oh, I'm missing a nut. Oh, look, they're all going, the nut. I'm going, what have I done? All right, there. So this is the hardest part of this recipe. You could put it in one of those little machines and just crumb it all up if you want it to be super easy. Now remember, we're making crunchy nut chicken out of book 2. It's just a different way to crumb. And what I love about it is that normally with this type of thing, you would deep fry it. And straight away, the fat count just way over the top. Whereas we're going to do it in the oven. And you know what? It comes out crispy and golden. And it's just something a little different. I mean, because I think, you know, who doesn't love cornflakes? All right, so I think we're looking good. So I'm going to just pop these back. Oh, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's make the crumb mix and then we're good to go. So let's do the cornflakes. I'm going to move that to the side. This is where I'm going to get my bigger jug and I'm going to measure 2 cups. So are you following me now? You've got your cornflakes? Don't even talk to me about using rice bubbles because no, I think it's got to be cornflakes. All right, so I'm going to do 2 cups. Measure it out, make sure you're good. Okay, just a tiny bit more. Perfect. So have you got your cornflakes ready? Then you put it in the bag. This is not too complicated, is it? Now what we do is we get our measure spoon and we're going to put half a teaspoon of chicken stock powder in with the crumbs. Great. Now this is where you get the mallet. This is a lot easier to break up than the chicken, I've got to tell you. So So you're just going to crush them, and I like putting them in the bag because it keeps it all in a contained way. Just move them around every now and then. Are you bashing? Are you giving it a good whack? So when you feel, don't be too hard or you'll break the bag, but when you think that they look like they're more crumbs than cornflake shape, like I think that looks pretty good. This is where now I'm going to put the nuts in. There we go. Oh my gosh, you wait till you find out what the recipe is next week. I'm so excited. I really want it to be this week, but it's okay. Now, mix them all up. See, this will be fun for the kids. And now I'm going to put them onto the tray. What's the matter, Bill? You're looking at me. There we go. There's our crumb mix ready. So that's that done. Now, what we're going to do is the chicken. So we want you want a 250 gram piece of chicken, and this is where you're going to use the other bags. So get your bag, place your chicken, and the next one goes on top. And why I do this is because I don't want raw chicken splattering all over the place. So that protects you, even though you've got an apron on maybe. And this is where you can really give it a good go, because we want to double the size of the chicken, because you've got 2 breasts. It serves 4 people. Remember, we're making the crunchy nut chicken. And we've got our oven ready to go. And really, this is a healthy recipe because, macadamia nuts are so good for you. So I hope you're enjoying your home ec with Annette class. I've been so looking forward to seeing you again. Now let's have a look. Yeah, like maybe a little bit, you don't want it really, really thick, but basically doubling in size. To me, that looks like it's doubled. And I'm going to check this and cut down the middle. Can you cut down your middle now? Good. Now we'll get the other chicken, put that away, and we repeat that again. Are you keeping up with me? All right, so back down again. The mallet, I prefer to use the flat side than this side because it will tear the bag. And who doesn't love anything crumbed? But this is a little different. It's with cornflakes. Here we go. Let's make sure we're getting a double the size, remember? I hope you're doing well wherever you are. We're over Easter. I hope you watched my Easter tips from last Wednesday, because I think I gave you a reality check on the cost of all the Easter buns and the chocolate eggs. And if you've got any hanging around still, get rid of them. Yesterday I was so over the Easter buns, I put them all in the freezer. And Bill just said, "Where's the Easter buns?" I said, "Sorry, we're done. They're in the freezer. You can have them again another time." How are we looking? Little tiny bit more. Are you done? Remember, we want 4. All right. Whew, that was a bit of a workout. Let's just take it off the bag. And now I'm going to cut that down the middle. So we're now landed up with 4 pieces of chicken. Let's get rid of this. And actually, I might get some more gloves because this has got the raw chicken on it. I'm thinking, let's get 2 more new ones. Oh, what's wrong with that? Let's get better ones than that. I think we're doing a lot of gloves, we're doing a lot of hygiene things, but it doesn't hurt, does it? I think it's a great idea. So now what we've got to do is the wet mix. We'll crumb in the oven, good to go. All right, so keep up with me because now we're going to do the wet mix. I want an egg white. And if you've never crumbed before, this is a great way to get started because, you know, it's really very easy to crumb. And now I'm going to do 1/4 cup of skim milk. There we go. Perfect. And we're going to put that into the bowl. And this is what the whisk is for. So just give them a beat, combine the milk with the egg white. Now I've saved 6 grams of fat by not putting the yolk in. The egg white will help it cling to the chicken and the crumbs. So these are all the little things you'll learn with using my recipes and watching the show each Tuesday. Thanks for joining me. I'm excited to see your results at the end. So there we go. We've got our wet and our dry. So what do? We're going to get our tray ready. Cooking spray. Perfect. And I'm going to move all this out of the way. And we can get rid of that. Let's bring it in closer. So have you caught up with me? So we've got our egg wash, we've got our crumbs, we've got our chicken. Good to go? Yeah. All right, so we get a chicken piece that you've already flattened down, coat it really well with the mix, and then on the top, coat with the crumbs. Perfect. This is the Crunchy Nut Chicken from Book 2, and it's our interactive cooking class on a Tuesday. So thanks for joining me. Oh, look at that. Yum! Okay, once again, now we're going to do this 4 times with the chicken. Once again, it's not hard, is it? It's basically dip and crumb. Okay. And I tend to turn it over so I can check the back bit to make sure we're doing okay there as well. That's looking really good. There's our chicken. I'll put that bit of macadamia nut up on there. We don't want to waste that. 3rd chicken. How you going? You keeping up with me? See, this is where you could get the kids in the kitchen and say, you know what, how about you cook dinner tonight? Because then mum and dad, hello, get a night off. But you're teaching them healthy, great cooking skills. Yeah, that's looking great. I might add a little bit more once I've got my last chicken done. And last one. Perfect. Now remember the oven is preheated to, what was it? That's right, 180 degrees. It's very important that you do that because then this is going to crisp up and be super fabulous delicious. I know. Oh yeah. And it's funny because I can smell the cornflakes. They smell so good in it. Here we go. Now I've got a little bit left because, you know, waste not, want not. So have a look and see who needs a little bit more love. Because we don't want to waste it. Just push it in. I say we are good. Now what we're going to do is spray the top. I'm going to take my gloves off because I don't need them anymore. And in the oven for about, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes, depending on how hot your oven is. There's dinner for tonight. Thank you. How easy was that? All right, so if you would like to win a copy of Book 2, do you know what you have to do? You just need to post a picture in the comments of the crunchy nut chicken that you make this week. You've got all week to do it if you don't want to do it today, if you haven't joined me in the class, but all you have to do is post your picture and I will randomly pick 3 fabulous people to win a personally signed copy. Now, on tomorrow's show, it's going to be fabulous because it's about healthy mindset. It's me chatting to you. And I think healthy mindset for weight loss, we need to know about that right now because we're at home a lot. more than usual. You've got your kitchen at the hand. You're being tempted. So join me for tomorrow for sure at 2 o'clock. Now Thursday's cooking show, again, my usual Thursday with Annette, is beef stroganoff. We're going to use book 2 again because why not? It's a fabulous book. And in the recipe book it says chicken stroganoff, but I'm doing beef just to show you the variation. And there's a little secret to my stroganoff that you need to know about, because normally that has sour cream in it. So, oh no, I don't go there. Now, what we're going to do is talk about next week's show. Oh yes, if you want the recipe for next week's show, you just need to go to the website, simply2good.com.au, and what is it? Let's all say it together, people. Apple crumble! Yeah, rumble the crumble. But, you know, so be here next week because it is a good one. Look, here we go. Yes. There is Crunchy Nut Chicken, Book 2, Fabuloso. Thanks for joining me today. And remember, if you want to win the book, you just got to put your picture in of your Crunchy Nut Chicken and you're good to go. I mean, who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? Thanks for joining me on Tuesday with Annette. See you tomorrow. Bye now.